David Jones Garcia, gentlemen.
It was funny last game when he first went in. We were joking with him after the game because he was dribbling kind of shaky, and he was telling us how nervous he was. And he was one of those few kids sometimes you come across where you don't think really anything affects him. Sometimes it might be frustrating, but it's a strength most of the times. And I think he's settled in. Obviously, played some real minutes tonight, and he's a heck of a kid. He has this way about him where the guys love him. He's got tons of energy and personality, but he's also competitive, and he's also got some fearlessness. And I think as long as he can continue to put the work in and hopefully keep buying what we're selling, we can continue to see him grow. He was huge tonight.
I was about to say that plus 25, it seemed like he had a huge part in kind of both runs late in the first half and then late in the game. What does it tell you about this group just in general, that despite all the injuries, you guys continue to talk about next man up, and this kind of fits that to a T?
Yeah, there's a couple points in the game tonight where, not singling a couple guys out, but a lot of people had it, but him, Devin, Jeremy, where they put themselves in the game defensively, and they gave themselves to the game defensively and rebounding without the basketball. And then next thing you know, the basketball finds you. And it's been a tale's longest time, excuse me. And it's just really rewarding when that happens for people, when they go about the business the right way, and then they get rewarded. And you don't always get rewarded, so that can't be always the carrot of why you do it. But when it does happen, it's just sometimes that positive reinforcement and affirmation that when you have the right approach over time, you put yourself things to happen. And I thought we did a really good job of that tonight with a team that plays extremely fast, who's been turning people over and kind of turning the court slanted in their favor. I thought we did a really good job of trying to neutralize that.
You tripled their fast break points, I think. So high ball pressure, you close with a micro lineup. It's almost ironic since usually teams will try to go small against Vic, and you're doing it the other way to Porzingis. Just what made you want to go with that, and why do you think it works so well?
It's almost sometimes the opposite. I didn't know it was going to work so well, and it worked well, so then I stayed with it. And it didn't always work well, but in the fourth quarter, that group with, Jeremy, Julian, and that smaller lineup that you talked about, you just really did feel the defensive pressure, and then it gave us an opportunity to just get out and run. I don't know if we ran one really set play there for a pretty good stretch of gameplay. And when you're able to do that, typically that means either bad things are happening or you're able to play out of our defense. And during that stretch, there was some good defense there. And we were able to turn them over a little bit and then also hit the boards, which when you play those lineups, you have to do that as a group. And so when you sit, look on the box score and you see all those guys with 5 rebounds, that lets you know we were in their gang rebounding, and then you can get out and play fast, and we were able to take advantage of some opportunities within that.
Coach, last year, one of the things that you had touched base on is that, the struggling with closing out games. And now this year, the team's now 11-4, despite all the challenges that you guys have had with the injuries. And how do you describe the composure of this team to keep that momentum, even in the fourth quarter when they had this run to close out the game, and just keeping their composure?
Yeah, it's hard to learn how to do that. And I think for some of the guys that are still learning that, it's probably a combination of fearlessness and controlled aggression and discipline, while also having poise and composure. And at times those can almost feel like oxymoronic combinations. And then, there's no secret that De'Aaron Fox is a professional closer. So when you add him to the group to be able to lead that can also give the guys around him some confidence. And Harrison Barnes as well has done it for some time. So I think there's a few things working there, but they're all positive.